Hello everyone, you're on the Handmade channel. Today I'm going to smash this Toyota AE86 which I made myself out of clay. Yes, this model is made entirely out of clay. I sculpted it using hard sculpting clay and also very hard non-sulfur plastiline clay. But before I smash it, or rather do a crash test, I'll briefly tell you how I sculpted it. Since there's a full review of this AE86 on the channel, the link to the video will be in the description. I sculpted this model from thin plasticine sheets 1 mm thick, meaning all the body parts like the doors, fenders, hood and so on. They're very thin. This is necessary to save weight and so that the parts can bend and deform more easily. I also tightly attach foil to these body parts. The foil is needed to make the plasticine parts strong, so the plasticine doesn't sag and holds the desired shape. Thanks to the foil, the roof and the hood still haven't sagged. The foil also helps to create more realistic dents when there is damage from a collision. It also has a frame made of thin clay mounts on which the body parts are installed. Even though they look simple in shape, for clay, that's enough. Thanks to all this, the car can break apart in a more or less realistic way. Of course, it might seem pointless to you, but where else can you find this kind of content where things are smashed like this? Large-scale plasticine cars that crash just as well as in... and this is not just a computer simulation, but a clear example of how plasticine can behave in such conditions if you bring it closer to a car. Let's say this is my entertainment content for you, destroying my many hours of work for you. And I like it too, so it's perfectly fine for me. So, this AE is very well detailed. It has elements like the interior, the engine, and even the underside of the car. I put a lot of effort into creating this car because I was really interested in making it. After all, it's a legendary car, but unfortunately I made it just to crash it. So now I'll tell you how the crash test will be conducted. This Cybertruck controlled by remote will push the AE car in front of it straight into the pole. By the way, the body of this Cybertruck is also made of modeling clay. I created this kind of crash test site. I fixed the pole to the floor very securely so it will withstand all the impacts. The Cybertruck itself will accelerate along the created track, where at the end it will stop abruptly since I tied it to the leg of a chair with threads, and it will turn out that right before the collision the AE86 will roll on its own and there won't be any additional impact. It will simulate a side collision with a pole while drifting at high speed. This is how it will happen. Actually, I used the same method to crash the Mark and the Ulyanovsky Automobilny Zavod Patriot. And to make the AE86 slide better on the floor, I put foil on the tires. This way it will slide better and there will be minimal friction. And to make it clear what can happen, let's see how the car will crash. First, there will be a side collision from both sides, then we'll see what's left of it. The first hit was very weak, right into the rear wheel since it's very strong. There are only small dents and nothing else. Let's try again. This time it worked out better. The impact hit behind the door and didn't dent it very much. There are a couple of paint cracks and small dents, since the damage isn't very serious. I'll keep hitting the IE with my hand against the post, just like I did with the Ulyanovsky Automobilny Zavod Patriot. The impact hit the same spot again, but nothing really changed here. The dent just became even more noticeable. Well, I'll try hitting it with the other side now. That was beautiful. Look at how the rear arch stretched out. I think it turned out very realistic. What kind of speed did you have to reach to get that kind of damage? The impact hit right on the door pillar. Now the door is jammed hard into the cabin. The roof also split along the seam. The rear window flew off immediately upon impact. From the front, you can see how much the body geometry is now distorted. On the right side, the door gaps have become even larger. So from below, we can see how strong the impact was and how much it bent. Yeah, and now on the right side. The same kind of damage. She also hit the door pillar, the door got bent and pushed into the cabin. Now the front roof pillar has come off. The damage is very similar on both sides, but on the right side you can see it's a bit worse. And again, from below, you can see how far the pillar has entered the cabin. The hood has come off at the front, as well as the right headlight. And inside the cabin, you can see that the seats have tilted toward each other. They've been squeezed by the doors. These two impacts simply finished off Truanchik. He was almost literally torn in half. It's just unbelievable. Here you can even see the layers of clay and also foil. How did it get torn apart like that? Well, it was really beautiful. By the way, this turns out to be a similar scene to what happened with Mark, where he was also torn in half just like that. I'm holding him in my hands and he's barely holding together, almost about to split into two parts. But I think we'll stop tormenting Oreshka here. Let's leave her with the front and back parts intact. We won't destroy her completely. Besides, we've already tested how she handles a side impact, and that's enough. It turned out very interesting and epic, quite realistic. It really looked like it wrapped around the pole. Well, now that this Ishka is wrecked, it's going to be stored on the shelf with the other clay cars that have been smashed.
Well, that's where we'll wrap things up.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like and also subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching, goodbye everyone.